All we could see was the surfboard on his back and the fin somewhere between his legs. My best guess is that the fin entered his perineum, somewhere between his genitals and his anus.
A young man was impaled in the groin by a surfboard. The pain made him cry out, but the doctor didn't dare pull the board out. That day, the man was wheeled into the ER face down on a stretcher with the surfboard pressed across his back. His girlfriend said they'd gone surfing on Sunday. Somehow his ankle leash came loose, and one wave rolled him straight onto the beach. When he landed, the board drove right into his groin. The doctor took one look and knew this wasn't a routine injury. The fin was barbed, and it was still hooked inside him. The doctor had a nurse check his pulse. It was strong, which was a good sign, but it didn't mean everything inside was okay. Nobody wanted to even nudge the board. That fin could be acting like a plug, sealing off a torn blood vessel. If they yanked it out, he could start bleeding massively and crash into hemorrhagic shock within minutes. But to treat him, the team had to know exactly what they were dealing with. They had to know where that fin went, whether it tore the urethra or caused deeper damage. And to do that, they had to cut open his neoprene wetsuit. It was tight and stiff like armor. The problem was, every cut risked shifting the board. And the moment the board moved, the patient's pain spiked so badly he almost lost control.
Okay, hold up. The level of pain was clearly unbearable for the patient, even with the medication, which is why we had to stop.
And then it got even more complicated. The man suddenly had to pee bad. The doctor told him to just go in his suit, but he refused.
Matthew, I can leave the room.
I'm still not doing it.
The doctor came up with a workaround. He had the nurses bring in a second stretcher and line the two beds up head to head. Then, little by little, they eased the man onto the narrow space between the two stretchers. Once he was positioned, they slowly pulled the beds apart, opening a 6-inch gap. The doctor climbed under that gap and used scissors to cut a small opening from underneath, so the man could urinate without anyone having to move the board. But it still wasn't over. The man couldn't get any urine out, yet the urge was overwhelming. The doctor started to panic. Had the fin already damaged his urethra?
Best guess is that the fin entered his perineum, somewhere between his genitals and his anus. An injury like that could cause serious internal injury, causing him to not be able to urinate.
An ultrasound machine was rushed in. The doctor watched fluid collecting in the bladder, and nobody was celebrating because they couldn't tell what that fluid was. Was it urine or blood? If it was blood, that meant he was already bleeding internally.